very excited about this because we've just met and it was a whole Molly Olly situation. Uh, but we're going to be talking about beyond that first purchase now and unlocking the retention and revenue with Olly. So if you could introduce yourself, what you do and where you do it.
Thanks very much. I'm Olly. I'm the co-founder of Valerie. Valerie is an unflinchingly real women's wellness brand that helps to liberate those in perimenopause and menopause. We do that through content and community, and we developed a supplement called Daily Essential. The reason why our product Daily Essential trumps the rest of the category is the absorption rate. So traditional supplements have very poor absorption rates, potentially as low as 10%. The liquid format that we use, called liposomal, has an absorption rate of up to 98%. And ultimately, the benefit of that is a product that is more effective and efficient.
Sure. You just mentioned community briefly. So for the team at Valerie, how do you incorporate community building elements into your retention strategy to foster a loyal brand community?
So for us, community isn't just a buzzword. A lot of brands will say they want to build a community, but for us, it is genuinely integral to our business. This demographic have felt frustrated, neglected, unseen, unheard. It's underfunded, underrepresented. So bringing this demographic of people together is so important. We do that online, we do that offline. Whenever we host events, you'll see, if you've ever seen our socials or visited our website, you'll see that our tone of voice is very different to other brands in the category that we would say are potentially boring. I mentioned the word unflinchingly real before. We speak the otherwise unspoken truths. We talk to people in a language and on a level that they can really connect with. And so when we host events, we bring the Valerie energy to that. And that might be hot flash cue cards that reminds them that their hormones aren't the most interesting thing about them. They are the most interesting thing about themselves. And to encourage them to kind of share that with the people in the room. And I think a true marker of success is that every single event that we've hosted, there are always people exchanging numbers, private WhatsApp groups being set up. And for me, that's what community is. We can connect people and then we can get out the way and then people can continue the conversation without Valerie necessarily being involved.
I completely agree. I mean, I'm actually going to be speaking about WhatsApp in a second, but things like that are so important for that instant advice, instant connection, and then continuing the conversation outside of the events, which is what you want in that, I guess. And then so moving on to more of the email side of things. What innovative, I always struggle with that word, innovative approaches have you implemented to turn your email list into a vibrant, engaged community that advocates for your brand?
So we launched the business or took the business to market in August of last year. And before that, we recruited a committee. So there's a committee of 200 women that helped us co-create and validate the brand that you see today. And that's everything from tone of voice, the words that we use, the colorways, the fonts that we use, the packaging. So they were kind of our secret weapon before we'd even revealed the brand. We already had a confidence level that our consumer would resonate with what we'd built and developed. And we treat our committee as our kind of VIPs and super ambassadors, and they have separate events that are exclusive to them. So that's one example. Another example is we have a fortnightly newsletter. It's called Wild Woman. So it's more long form. I think long form newsletters aren't as prevalent these days. But you look at brands like Goop, who built her business on a newsletter originally. And it's a way for us to really connect with consumers and again, make them feel seen and heard. There's no sales oriented pitch in there to buy more product. It's real stories under the guise of Valerie. It's clearly not written by myself. My co-founder Wiz, she's Valerie, if you like. And And we honestly get such good feedback. So last night, it goes on a Wednesday at 5 o'clock every other Wednesday. And so last night it went out and we always get responses. We invite people to reply to the email. And there's almost so much positivity that comes back. Yeah.
Amazing. Just out of interest, what's the open rate?
The open rate.
Yeah.
Well, our blended open rate is 55 to 60%. And Wild Woman always does very well as well.
That's a good statistic. And then moving on to the content, what so you've spoke about you're working in a niche and you're personalizing the experiences and making them feel special. But what types of content, such as you behind the scenes, customer spotlights, obviously the exclusive events that you mentioned, have you found effective in building a community? What's been the best way for you?
So there's a big stereotype around midlife women and what this person does or looks like or feels, and we do away with all of that. She is a life enthusiast, and we use humor as a tool to connect, engage, entertain, and create content that is shareable. Again, if you looked at our socials, there's lots of memes, there's lots of funny jokes, a little bit of filth, the odd F-bombs dropped, because we speak to people in the language that they also speak to their friends. One of our, I guess, part of our strategy is to infiltrate the WhatsApp groups. So we have our own private WhatsApp group, but like I said before, people create their own WhatsApp groups, but we want to create content that can infiltrate those WhatsApp groups, and a lot of the time that is funny stuff. So humor is like one of our core pillars.
Guess if you infiltrate with humor, they're happy for you to stay as well. And you said about the newsletter, you encourage people to reply and really sort of take control of that two-way communication. Is there anything else you do for that?
So I've mentioned the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
The WhatsApp group used to be for paying subscribers only, so people that have subscribed to the Daily Essential supplement. We recently changed that because whilst I'm not in there, I'm told on good authority that lots of people sing our praises. They share their experience having used the product. There's real, authentic, organic reviews. And so we were like, why are we keeping that? Like, this could serve as almost as lead gen as well, or like as part of the purchase funnel. So that is now, anyone can now join the WhatsApp group, and people, again, they'll share funny shit that they've seen on the internet. It might not be our content. It's other people. They were talking about dogs and cats in there apparently the other day. People can really go off on tangents. And again, I think for us, that's a true meaning of community, when we don't have any involvement and people just organically start sharing stuff. It's also very important as a brand that we are, whilst humor is a key kind of pillar in content, trust and credibility is also key as a health and wellness brand. And so it is moderated by our perimenopause expert in residence. She's a wonderful woman called Bex. And so if anyone has any specific questions around their experience in perimenopause or menopause, she's also available in that WhatsApp group. And you can book 15-minute consultations with her outside of the group if you want to have a private chat as well.
I love how you're encouraging a conversation rather than just speaking at people. So looking into the future, how are you planning to innovate your email strategies to, further integrate this community element and drive sustained growth?
So I think the theme of this is beyond the first purchase. And like, if we talk about business, the economics of the business, it is essential because we are far from profitable on first purchase. So it's key. When we launched in August, the rate of our new customers subscribing rate was 35%, whereas we've done a lot of work and now have it at 80%. So the vast majority of people that are coming to purchase Valerie for the first time are now subscribing. So that's part of the job from a retention perspective, because retention of a subscriber is vastly better than a one-time purchaser. So that was, I guess we've been live for about 8 months now. And now now that we've got that to a really strong place, we are turning focus to how we continue to nurture the consumer beyond that first purchase. And more specifically, so we've not touched SMS yet. So we're going to integrate SMS, friendly prompts to remind them to take their morning shot. Again, very human-like comms, and extending the white glove treatment. So again, offering free consultations, even beyond email, just looking at CRM as a whole, courtesy calls. Yeah.
Can we just give Ollie a clap, because 8 months and built such a strong community already. We've been trying to do that for years, and you're smashing it. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.